armed with only an expense account in their wits. Okay, an expense account. Set out across this great land of ours, first class, of course. Their mission, to find out everything Canadians might want to know about Canada but probably don't need to.
Canada, any questions? You are here. And so are we.
Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Mike also. And for the next 2 hours, we hope you'll stick with us as we crisscross this great land, answering some questions. And here is Meech Lake in the beautiful province of Quebec.
In the most excellent country of all time, Canada.
Any questions?
Hi, Mike and Mike. Al here. You know, there's one thing I've always wanted to know about Canada. What exactly is the geographic center?
Right. You're doing a Canada special. And the first question, of course, comes from an American. Natch.
Well, they need a lot of help, those guys. Well, basically, if you take Canada all around here, the easternmost point is...
Well, it's Cape Spear in Newfoundland.
Okay, and the westernmost point here is right on the border between the Yukon Territory and Alaska over here. Northernmost point is up here, Cape Columbia, at the top of Ellesmere Island.
And southernmost is Middle Island in Lake Erie, south of Windsor.
So if you take, you know, like this length here and this length here, it's cut in half and figured out the middle point will be...
Complicated mathematical theory.
Right. If you balance it, it'll be right on Eskimo Point here. Eskimo Point on the Hudson's Bay in the Northwest Territories. So basically, if you just sort of blast it over here. Okay, now let me balance it. Okay, just let it balance here. That should balance the whole, let go of it.
Oh, well, no,
Point,
it's just the wind. I'm
and
trying
it
to...
should just about balance it pretty good. Good enough. What do you think?
That's, yeah.
That's the geographical center of Canada. So thanks for the questions. You want to go see this place?
Sure.
Eskimo Points.
Yes, no, you see, that's where you're wrong. That's where we've been wrong, actually. It used to be Eskimo Point, and now it's Arviat. They changed the name.
Still situated on the westernmost coast of the Hudson's Bay?
In the Northwest Territory, still. And just about as cold as this looks here. So, anytime you're ready.
Whoa! Well, this is different. Not better. It's different. As you can see, this is Canada, and Canada is so big that it does not even fit on this piece of paper that we bought for it. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's right. And again, never afraid to educate and entertain at the same time. We, with our magic markers, are going to take you on every inch of our journeys across this country over the next 2 hours.
I'm Chris Smith, and this is Whitehurst, Yukon. Mike, where does the sun come up in Canada?
All right. All right, I can't wait. We are here at Meech Lake, and of course we will have to travel to answer that question all the way to Cape Spear in Newfoundland, which will find us there. What? Whoa!
Now, you people that live here have an awesome responsibility that you're kind of proud of, and that is the fact that the sun rises here.
That's correct. This is the first town, I emphasize the fact town, first town in North America that the sun rises. When it's not foggy, you can see it.
Can you point out where it would rise?
Where it would rise? It would rise right here, all of those, that point of land out there, Cape Spear.
Good morning. These are the first rays of sunshine to hit this great land of ours.
That's correct. We're sitting at Cape Spear, which is the easternmost point in North America. And as we see no other people around, we're assuming that Mike and I are the first human beings to see the sun break over this great land of ours today.
The sun rises over Newfoundland. Beauty, eh?
This is Afro. We're on White Ave in Edmonton, and I've always wanted to know, where does the sun set in Edmonton? That was wrong. Where does the sun set in Canada?
That will take us to Beaver Creek, Yukon, the most western point in Canada, western community in Canada.
This is now well, read it off the side, the most westerly community in Canada.
If you get in the car, you get to Whitehorse, Yukon, you drive for about 5.5, 6 hours, or the speed limit about 8 hours, and you end up here, Beaver Creek, Yukon, the westerly community of Canada. So we saw the sun go up, and we'll see that.
And we might see the sun go down, because right now it's well after 11 p.m.
It is now 12:30 in the morning again.
Right.
This is after midnight.
Yeah.
We've been standing around, we've been driving to get the sunset, and that's about as far as it's going to get.
That's about as far as it's going to get. The thing I don't understand is, if the sun goes down in the west, like, does it just, because it's not going to get really dark here at all, but, like, does it somehow pivot around the horizon and come up over there in the east, or what?
It's like 5:30 or so in Newfoundland now.
Yeah.
So what's going to be happening is the sun's going to be going up there. Like,
They're looking at the sun in Newfoundland right now.
get out of here.
That's right.
But that's west. Newfoundland is east.
But if you go around the world,
Don't even start with that kind
this
of
is excellent.
It's very excellent, yes.
So the sun is basically shining this excellent land. I'm so glad we're here. Thanks, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Golf clap for Don.
Golf clap for Don. Maybe I'll kill a few of these bugs while I'm at it between my little golf clap hands.
In Resolute Bay, though, the sun never sets for a great part of the year.
Well, yeah.
That's because
I
we're
would say
way
that-
the heck up north.
Yeah, I would say in the summer. Because we're here in the summer. This is June. This is June.
That's Resolute Bay, the village of Resolute Bay over there. On Resolute Bay, the white part is water, except for the white parts that aren't, which are in fact land.
Covered with snow.
Covered with snow.
We sort of looked into the idea of going to
We tried to go to the North Pole.
we tried to go to the North Pole. Yeah.
And you can't get there from here.
Well, you can, but the armed forces would have to take you, and they basically let us know that they weren't a travel agent.
Fair enough.
So we decided what we try and do instead is get as far north as we could via jet aircraft in this country, and it brings us to Resolute Bay. So
We're here.
We're here.
We're closer to Russia than New York. New York is about 2,500, 600 miles. And Soviet Union is only about 1,500 miles.
Whoa. So I guess you do your shopping.
now it's like 9 o'clock at night, and as you can tell, I doubt very much whether it's going to get dark anytime soon.
But the kids here love it.
They play all night.
Yeah.
They play 24 hours.
You kids can go and play, but you better be back in when the streetlights come on.
Yes. See you in November.
Hey, I'm Tim Clemens, base manager for First Air here in Resolute, and I want to know, if I go as far south in Canada, where will I end up?
South as you can go. Yeah. There.
Okay, as you may or may not know, Canada is supposed to be north of the United States, but there's in fact a large chunk of it that is quite far south of the United States.
In fact, there are some points in Canada that are south of the top of California.
Right.
To give you a clue.
And to give you more of a clue, that's basically where we're going right now.
We are on the quest of the southernmost point in Canada. We're leaving the north behind. We are going south to Point Pelee Island.
That's right. So we've sort of taken the ferry from the Leamington area on Lake Erie. And for those of you who are still a little bit confused, because I know this can get strange if you're thinking 49th parallel, but Detroit is way up there, north to Detroit.
Welcome to the warmer, happier, different climes of the South. Yes, indeed, the south of Canada. Come on down. We're waiting for you here in southern Canada.
Southern Canada.
About as far south as you can get.
Yeah, in fact, south of the Oregon border, Oregon-California border. This is Fish Point on Pelee Island, south of Point Pelee in southwestern Ontario, and you can't get, what? No, that's not true. You can get farther south. If you go, you see that island over there? That's Middle Island, and that's also Canadian, but nobody's been there since Al Capone had a rum running hut or something.
Rumor has it Al Capone had a place there, but there's nothing there, so we thought we'd come
Thanks.
where you can go where there's something here. South end of Pelee Island, Lake Erie, Ontario, the southernmost point in Canada. Thank you.
At almost 20,000 feet and counting, Mount Logan is the highest point in Canada.
At 19,850 feet.
Ish.
That's not it.
That's not it.
We have controversy.
We have a controversy. Apparently, when the height of the mountain was established, it was established by an American survey team who also decided during the same time that Mount McKinley in the United States was actually the highest peak in North America. But
the Canadian Geographical Survey has guys on top of Mount Logan right now, measuring it properly with new high-tech equipment. And in fact, Mount Logan could be, and we're waiting, holding our breath, the largest, tallest mountain
in North America.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. Now, the only problem is, as we pointed out, that is not Mount Logan. Mount Logan is, Mount Logan's about 175 kilometers past that. And we're just off the Alaska Highway, which is the only highway. So
There's no roads there?
there are no roads.
There are no roads to there. So, come on, lace up your shoes.
Now, we haven't got time. No, we haven't got
We have
time.
a 175-mile walk
No.
over mountains, through a couple glaciers, huge ice fields.
We can't do it.
We can do it.
We can't do
We
it.
have to get
No,
it.
We can't do it.
How are we going to get it?
Well, we couldn't, maybe we could have taken snowmobiles a while ago if we had a week to do it.
Baby.
Any idea how big this area is we're looking at it? You're probably looking at about 100 to 125 miles east to west. That's Mount Logan just up ahead of us, just to the left a little bit. And we're still looking at about 40 miles away. Well, if it isn't the hive, it should be. I'm sure it's prettier than McKinley. Yeah, I guess I should drop Mike down there and then fly over so you can get a sense of the scale. Yeah.
George Massey Tunnel, just outside of Vancouver. Lowest point in Canada.
The George Massey Tunnel, which we've been calling the Dees Island Tunnel, goes right there. Zoom. If it went over the river, I guess there'd be a bridge then.
That's right, but it's not. It's a tunnel. They had to build a tunnel because this is, of course, the Fraser Delta, this being the Fraser River, and it's not really conducive to supports of a bridge. It just sinks, so they had to build a tunnel. Now, one thing that we should explain here is that this is the lowest point in Canada, but in reality, the lowest point in Canada is always the seashore because sea level is, in fact, the lowest point in Canada, unless you go under sea level, and that's why we're here.
What do you say? Yay!
Yay! That's it. Yes, yes. There we go. The lowest point in Canada done.
Mike! Mike! Do you need a map to know where you are in Canada?
Behold, the city of Yellowknife. And again,
Northwest Territories.
Northwest Territories.
This is the capital city of the Northwest Territories. It's a city of 15,000 people. It is Canada's northernmost city. It is situated on Great Slave Lake, the 9th largest lake in the world, I found out today.
That's right. Industries.
There's two big gold mines on each side of the city.
Well, I've discovered what I think is.
Well, we agree with this.
Yes.
That there's one thing that the Northwest Territories have stuck with and are doing that's probably better than anybody else in this province.
That's correct. In this province,
in this country.
the coolest thing of all time. Northwest Territory license plates, man. Now, what's with this country and license plates? Like, what happened, all right? We used to have cool license plates. They used to, like, Manitoba used to have the buffalo, the bison, whatever you want to call it, on those things. Now they're just, Manitoba's license plates now suck. They're just white with black letters. Ontario, totally.
Don't even mention it. Don't even mention it. The Yukon comes in pretty good. They've got the little guy with the gold pan.
Yeah, okay, but they have like the little wee thing or the little picture. Even British Columbia's got like a little picture. But come on, you pay good money for these things. A nice die-cut polar bear. There is no question where you're from.
In this great land of ours, from sea to shining sea, these are the best things.
The best license plates in the country.
I stood on the beach in the beautiful sand. From the depths of my soul, I cried out for your hand. A hand to guide me through the voyage of life. A hand to protect me through struggle and strife. Then out of the darkness shone a beautiful light, and a great ship appeared with sails pure white. 'Twas the voyage of life I knew this to be. As I watched it in awe, I knew the captain was me.